be asked to take up the right-hand lane. You will be asked to take the next road on the right after the 40-mile-an-hour sign. Asked possibly to pull up on the left. And this can be for a normal move off or a possible emergency stop exercise. Stretch of road is approximately 3 miles, 5 minutes in length. Good progress road. They will expect fourth gear where possible, taking the corners wide as need be. The name of this road is Belfast Road. Regards to how speed is seen on the driving test, it's all about safe progress for the road and traffic conditions. Thumb, you should be checking your mirrors consistently, starting with the top, then the left, speed check and right, and on a road like this should be done roughly every 8 to 10 seconds or so. There is no part of the test which is not being assessed. This type of driving is all being alert for possible agricultural hazards, cars emerging from secluded junctions, and good road positioning, etc. Another requirement of mirrors is before any change of speed or direction. So if you have a change of speed limit, checking all mirrors and making sure if it's a reduction you're no more than the speed as you pass the gateway system. Speed limit should always be treated as a limit and not a target, and again always drive to the conditions of the traffic and weather. Slow on a road generally indicates speed, low or observed warning, because different vehicles will have to slow to different speeds, so there is no set amount to cover every particular vehicle. As you feel you're gaining closer to a town, city or village, always expect a lower speed, and the maximum speed limit in urban areas will be 30 miles an hour. Again, mirrors check well in advance. Try to drop down to third gear in the 30s, and that will assist with your road brakes. And again, if it's safe to maintain the speed with no parked cars, it is acceptable, but always ready to adapt to any developing hazards that you may see. Approaching traffic lights, your examiner will ask you to turn left, and this will be turning left into a road called Hartford Link. Use of handbrake is generally when the pause turns into a wait, so if you estimate it's going to be more than 5 seconds. And that's obviously different from a hill where you would put it on straight away. Motorbikes and cyclists can pass on either side, so always be aware of traffic lights just as you're due to move off. Do a quick check of the side mirrors. Your examiner will always expect you to position to the left-hand lane of any new road unless indicated otherwise, or road markings or roadworks divert you. You will be asked then to take the next road on the left, normal procedure, and you're turning into Glenford Road. Residential areas, the majority will be 30, but again, work accordingly. So if the 20 is suitable, 20 is your speed. In and around this area, you may be pulled in for either the turn in the road manoeuvre or a reverse round a corner. You will then take the next road on the right, normal procedure, and you're turning into Saratoga Avenue. Possibilities for another pull in on the left again, and this could be to see how you move off on an incline, or possibly when you're close to another vehicle, or both. As a rule of thumb, when you're passing parked vehicles where possible, a car door width or approximate meter should the door open. This road, you will be asked to emerge safely to the right. Normal procedure as your instructor has taught you. And you will turn right onto Crawfordsburn Road. Another rule of thumb with speed limits is if you turn onto a new road and there is no signs, it is generally the same speed limit as the road or area that you have just emerged from. An examiner should tell you at the start of the test that you will follow the road ahead unless told otherwise. So at these traffic lights, we're going to follow straight on, lights permitting. lights, as you will not be told left or right. Part of a driving test now includes a section called independent driving. Your examiner will pull you in to the side of the road and give you 3 directions in a row from a diagram on an iPad or map, or they would ask you to follow the road signs to a particular destination, for example town centre, Cumber, Bangor, etc. We have now entered Frederick Street. At the roundabout you will be asked to take the 3rd exit towards Cumber, A21. At any point on your test, if you mishear or forget your directions, you can ask again, and where possible you can ask that the examiner points to the direction as well, if that sort of helps with the understanding. Always count your exits down, but if you do miss your exit, you can continue safely if possible around the roundabout, or if you exit early, then they will continue on that route and then possibly rechange. We are now on Mill Street, Newtownards. At the next traffic light you will be asked to turn left, normal procedure, and this brings you back onto Circular Road. It's not a guarantee, but some test routes will have speed ramps, normally second gear. 20 miles an hour is your maximum, easing off just before. Speed ramps do not guarantee a 20 mile an hour zone. They could be a 30 road, which just requires traffic calming near, for instance, a school or a large housing area. So at the end of this road, at the traffic lights, you would be asked to turn to the right, and possibly will be asked to position to the right hand lane in the new road. If you're told the position, you know another right turn is coming up shortly. And we have now entered onto Cumber Road. Turning right at the next traffic lights. Normal procedure. Busier junctions will take a lot more sort of checking, etc. And if you're the front car, remember to position out on green and clear the junction if possible. If not, just treat it like a normal right turn, waiting for a safe gap in oncoming traffic. We're now turning right into Jubilee Road, which will lead us up to the test centre, where they may do a bay park exercise to finish off the test itself. This would be classed as a fairly business industrial type area, so hazard you'd be looking for would be lorries, people unacquainted with the area, and obviously a lot of other pupils learning to drive. Speed limit, street lights are continuous, so the rule is 30 miles an hour maximum unless otherwise indicated by a sign. test centre. There is a ramp at the gates, generally a second gear. As you return in, beware that you could have MOT traffic and also other people finishing off their test. There is another ramp just as you come round to where you started your test. This is really advised on first gear. And if you have done your reverse manoeuvre, they will ask then that you pull into a space on the left, which you just treat as a very tight left turn. Glide in, handbrake on into neutral. You'll be asked to turn the engine off, and then your examiner will say that's the end of your test, and then the result will be given.